So not long ago, I did a video concerning some concerns I had for the Dallas defense for this upcoming football season. And today I'm kind of going to do the reverse and talk about some reasons to be optimistic for the Dallas defense this season. And so I'm going to talk about our defensive coordinator, Rod Marinelli. He's been a defensive coordinator since 2014, but he's been with Dallas since 2013 as the defensive line coach. I'm going to kind of walk you through the history a little bit because that'll help you see why I am optimistic for this season defensively. So I got my little notes here. I'm going to go through them. The 2013 year when he was the defensive line, that was the historically bad defense. I think you can quote me on it. They were giving up like 600 yards a game or something like that. You can look it up. They finished last in the NFL, 32nd out of all defenses in the NFL. It was just pathetic. Nobody wants to relive that again. And then in 2014, when he was promoted to defensive coordinator, people were predicting that to be the worst defense in Dallas Cowboys history. And typical Cowboys fashion, they did the opposite of what people thought, and they were more like average, and they complemented the offense really well. That was the year we had DeMarco Murray. He rushed for 1,800 yards. Romo had a great year. Dez Bryant had a great year. Got to the playoffs and won a game. Lost to the Packers. It was a good year. They were 19th overall in defense, and that was a big jump from the previous year, so that was a good thing. Also, they had only given up 22 points per game, which is also an increase from the previous year. And here's a kicker: they had 31 takeaways, which is good for top 10 in the NFL. And that really helped us out. It gave the offense back the ball, allowed the offense to sit on the ball, allowed us to score more points and be ahead. And we were able to win a lot of games because of that. And so last year in 2015, people were kind of like, oh, what happened to Dallas? Well, of course, we had the injuries with Romo, and we didn't have Murray anymore, but Darren McFadden filled in pretty well. Dez Bryant got injured. There was a lot going on. And the defense seemingly, and I say seemingly, got worse, but actually they got a little bit better, at least in some areas, and I'll explain. So it was hard to see, but they still played well. I saw plenty of games, and I mentioned this before. Like when they played the Patriots, they actually held them down pretty much a good portion of the game until the straw broke the horse's back in the end. They just couldn't hold on anymore, and ultimately ended up giving up 33 points. But they had the team in the game the whole way, and they did that throughout the whole season. Like they weren't like a stifling, gonna crush you defense, but we're gonna hold you down, allow the offense to do their job. Unfortunately, the offense couldn't do their job well last year. And that really took away from a lot of the luster that this defense had. We were 17th overall, so they improved 2 spots from the previous year. And Rod Marinelli, deserves a little credit for it, like continue to improve them. We did give up slightly more points per game, but I think that's mainly because the teams had the ball more often. Because our offense was so inept, we were giving the ball back to the other team so much that they could just sit on the ball and they continue to score. So that happened. But also, the pass defense was 400 yards better from 2014 to 2015. The pass defense got better, and I think the statistics prove that. A lot of commentators and analysts were saying that. I believe it's because of the addition of Byron Jones at free safety, and he played a little bit of slot corner too last year. That our draft pick, first round draft pick out of UConn, he played really well. I remember the game against New England Patriots where he guarded Rob Gronkowski pretty well. He didn't shut him down, but he actually did a really great job, and he graded out pretty well last year. He's going to be a great one. You can quote me on that. Also, and a lot of people like to give him a hard time, but I think the addition of a healthy Morris Claiborne improved the defense a lot too. Now, I'm not saying he was a shutdown corner, but I'm saying he provided some consistency on that other side. He played better. He played a lot better than he had previously, which a lot of people will attest to. So that was really helpful. A new addition, talented Byron Jones, and a healthy Morris Claiborne, along with Brandon Carr continuing to play. And that was just consistency for the last 3 years. So that was good. That was a good thing. And I believe the pass defense improved because of that. Now, the run defense got worse, but I have a theory about that too. I think the run stats took a dip because teams could just sit on the ball. It was in correlation to the offense. Offense was off the field all the time. Defense was on the field all the time. So they were tired, and teams had gotten into leads. And so what do you do when you get into a lead? You run the ball and keep the ball away from the other team, which is what teams did to us at the end of the games last year. And I believe that's why we got 300 yards worse in run defense last year. And so I don't think that'll be a problem with the healthy offense. I believe the stats will go down again. I believe we actually should improve. That's why I think this 2016 defense will be better, and it will be noticeably better because I believe the offense will also be good and this team will be a good team. So I believe those are the reasons why we should be optimistic for this 2016 defense, because we're going to return Orlando Scandrick. We're going to have Morris Claiborne and Brandon Carr and Byron Jones at safety. And it's going to be a talented team. The only question mark, as I said before, with the defensive line, and we just have to see if we'll get some pass rush. And I'm optimistic about that. I think a lot of those younger guys are playing better than people expect. So I'm gonna predict that this defense is gonna be better than it was last year, in the year before that too, and I believe that will propel us into the playoffs. Tell me what you think about it.